Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 5 of The Nerd is the Word. I'm Josh.
I'm Jeff.
And we got a pretty good show started.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of news been dropped this week, and, we had that utter heartbreak that was the last episode of Mandalorian.
Oh, Jesus, yes.
That hurts me. It will continue to hurt me. But before we get into all of that, how you doing, man? What have you been watching? What have you been indulging in this last week?
Well, I obviously watched The Mandalorian, and then we watched the Fifth Element again.
Oh, such a good movie.
Oh, I forgot how much I love Chris Rock in that movie.
Oh, he's Chris Tucker, but
Chris Tucker.
We will forgive you for that
them
one.
Them damn Chris's, man.
Them Chris's. But no, Chris Tucker in that movie.
Oh my God, Chris Tucker.
Oh,
yes.
So funny. And you know what? I always, and as an ex-smoker, because as of right now I'm at like a month and a half.
Do you need the quit machine that he had on his wall?
Yeah, no. We watched it. God, I think like 2 or 3 months ago. And what still gets me is the fact that you have like an inch of tobacco and like 4 feet of filter on their cigarettes. Or it's like, really? I mean, I could. Okay, cops. Like, really? Okay, I could smoke that in like a minute. How are you guys taking this long?
Hey, they probably got some good tobacco in the future.
Real good tobacco. I mean, they probably packed that cigarette real tight because, if you roll your own cigarettes, like, you can get the, actual, looks like the regular cigarette, got the, white paper and the filter and all that. Mm-hmm. If you pack them too tight, take it 35 minutes to smoke a cigarette. I mean, I know someone who packed it too tight on accident, and they puffed on that cigarette for an hour. I mean, it was nuts. But no, just Mando and Fifth Element then.
Yeah, I hadn't really had much else to watch. I know Gianna's been watching New Girl. She's been binging that show.
I love that show.
We actually just watched the Prince episode last night. Rest in peace.
That show is amazing. I love every second of it. Every I don't know, that show was written so perfectly to where it can be a chick flick, but it can also be just a regular comedy show. And every second of it, I just like the first episode when Schmidt's wearing I think it was the thumb ring or the pinky ring, and he slaps up one and goes, "What was in your hand?" "Thumb ring, bitch! You got some Schmidt on your face."
The Schmidt jokes get
Schmidt
quite
is
funny.
I still every reference to the douchebag jar.
Oh,
that is without a doubt the funniest. I think I know it was in the first season when they're going through like the montage every time he's put money in the douchebag jar. He's like, "Has anybody seen my driving moccasins?" Jar Schmidt. But no, who?
No, it was the driving gloves.
Yeah, the driving gloves. But no,
I remember that montage from them like a couple weeks ago when she watched it. Jar.
That is dear Jar Schmidt Jar. But no, who is it? Jake Johnson? Is that who plays Nick?
Yeah, I think so.
Peter B. Parker?
Yeah.
I love him. He's an amazing actor. What's that show he's in? Hoops, I think? It's a new Netflix like animated show. And he's a basketball coach. And in the trailer he's like, "They call you weak. They call you bitch boys." And the kid's like, "Who calls that?" He goes, "Me and your parents." He's naturally funny. And he's just an all-around great actor, man. He could really do anything. I really hope they put him in Spider-Verse 2.
Yeah, I would like to see him come back as that.
Because I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure if they have the original cast in for Spider-Verse 2, but I don't know. I'll still watch it. But no, I've been watching
I do love in the Fifth Element though that McDonald's was still like the thing.
Yeah. I really
like we're never getting rid of McDonald's.
You're never going to get rid of McDonald's.
200 years in the future? Nah, Golden Arches. We're still here.
Yeah. But no, I've been watching obviously watching Mandalorian. Just love it, every second of it. As much as I love Mandalorian, I still am waiting for WandaVision.
We don't have that much longer to wait now.
Not much
we
longer.
were supposed to already have it, but
yeah,
no.
but you know, they have to have soul.
I'm gonna say daggone Pixar.
Yeah, Pixar. But now, Mandalorian. What else? Mainly just a lot of HBO. I mean, a lot of HBO Max. I mean, I have been watching I will go ahead and say it. I'm watching Hoarders. And Hoarders because that show makes me feel better about myself. And me and Serena, we watched a couple episodes of Sex Sent Me to the ER.
Oh, Lord.
That is, without a doubt, the funniest show on planet Earth. And you know what's the nastiest show on planet Earth? Dr. Pimple Popper. I tried to watch Dr. Pimple Popper. You don't know this about me, but I'll go ahead and tell you. Weak stomach.
Oh, you can't handle the...
No, I thought I could handle listening to it, and then I listened to the Fat Man where they're talking about what's his name having his kid.
JC.
Yeah, and he was.
So you finally watched all this? Nice.
I haven't watched all of them, catching back up. But
I had not seen the one from the other day.
We were driving to the Bucks, and they started going into detail, and I'm sitting there like, oh, I'm feeling lightheaded. I can't do it. So why I thought Dr. Pimple Popper was a good idea, don't ask me. I figured just pop some pimples. I can deal with that. I watch those YouTube videos all the time. I didn't think it was going to be, like Quasimodo walking in there. And it's like, oh, okay, you're going to cut you're cutting it open. Why is it that color? It's traumatizing to say the least.
For me, it's the thing with me is smell. I can look at stuff all day long, but for me, it's like the smell. The smell, if it smells disgusting, like, I can't do it.
I can't. Here's the thing, and you know this. I was going to go to school for nursing because I thought I could handle it, and then me and my mom had a long conversation. Okay, look here. It would take one time for someone to come in with like a hairpin in their eye or something. I'm down for the count. I'm out. I just wasted money on nursing. So, no, I'm not doing that. Instead, I'm going to try and get back in for media and communications. So I can work on us doing this for a career instead of, well, I mean, it's going to end up a career, obviously. But instead of doing it as a hobby. But no, Mando. I did start watching Young Justice again. Did you ever watch that?
I can't say that I've seen it.
It's, you remember the Cartoon Network Teen Titans show, right? It came out...
Wait, you mean the good one or the bad one?
The good one. Not Teen Titans Go, but,
just
the good one.
Teen Titans, not Teen Titans Go Away, yes.
Well, but no, I can't remember what year it came out. It came out a little bit after Teen Titans ended. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a different rendition. It's, it's not the normal Titans, it's the sidekicks. So you had Robin, Kid Flash, Aqualad, Superboy... Red Arrow.
So it's the Justice League Sidekicks edition.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a good show. It's a very good show. I love it. I could watch it 1,000 times. Jesse McCartney voices Robin. Huh. And it's like, oh, okay. So, I mean, he does a lot of voice acting though. And he might have sang some songs that, weren't exactly my taste. The dude's a good actor though. But it's them kind of forming their own Justice League, with Robin obviously being Batman. Mm-hmm. It is very good. Season 1 is them kids, and season 2 goes into like, I can't remember how many years later, and Robin's no longer there, or Dick Grayson Robin's no longer there. He's Nightwing. They brought Tim Drake in. If you haven't checked it out, I recommend it. It's pretty good.
It gave me something to watch on HBO until Wonder Woman comes out. Yeah,
there's 3 seasons. Because originally there were 2 on Cartoon... Because it was a Cartoon Network show. There were 2 on Cartoon Network, and I think it got canceled because the toys didn't sell. Because,
Gotta have that toy money.
That show was amazing, but the toys didn't sell. And Season 2 left you at like, what the hell? Like, Season 2... No, I wasn't okay for a minute. And,
they cliffhangered it?
Yeah, well, they left it for, like, there's going to be a Season 3. And it never happened.
Okay.
And there were petitions. And then when they launched the DC Universe app, they did a third season, and it did so good that I think they're gonna do a fourth season. Like, I don't know, it's a good show though. I highly recommend it, and you don't have as much Batman as you thought you'd have. Like, Batman's in there occasionally, but it's mainly like, okay, let's see how Robin does this, and it's very good.
What is he? Tim? Is he?
The first Robin they have is Dick. And in the second season, they bring Tim in.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't seen the third season, well, all of the third season, but I think Jason Todd is in it. But I think it's after he died. So I think he's coming back in as, like, Red Hood and all that.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen much of it, though, so don't hold me to that. And if anyone hasn't seen it, spoilers, I'm sorry. But I haven't spoiled much, so it's, it's not, they don't have hints at it at all. I mean, in season 2, I know they have a certain little area where the Young Justice headquarters are, and it's all the fallen heroes, and Jason Todd's there.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like, oh my god, Jason. If you watch second season, you see him. But yeah.
You said that was on HBO Max?
Yes, it is on HBO Max. If you could watch that or Titans, watch that. Titans, don't recommend it. Not the best show. I mean, their Deathstroke wasn't that good. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, it wasn't Jeff. So.
Well, speaking of HBO Max, how do you feel about all the stuff that they announced that they were putting on HBO Max?
I was so happy. I was a little upset because some of them I really would like to go to theaters and see.
Well, I mean, you still have that option because that's what they're doing. They're doing the same thing that they're doing with Wonder Woman, where you can see it either or you can see it both.
And and some of them I am going to go to theaters and see because there's just I don't know, it's a different feeling seeing it in a theater,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you see it at your house, that's great. It's awesome. You can pause it, get up, pee, do whatever.
Not overpay for popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. There's a difference between watching it at home, and I mean, like I said, you do get a lot of liberties if you watch it at home. But if you watch it in the theaters, I think one of the best parts is you don't have those liberties. You can't just pause it and get up and pee.
Well, I mean, not even the liberties, but just I don't own a 100-foot wide television.
Exactly.
I don't own that sound system.
So it's like, I don't know. I really wish I would have seen Justice League in theaters.
I think I did.
I mean, well, let me take that back. I wish I would have gone into theaters and seen Justice League and not know what it was. Like, what it was going to be. Just like, I really wish I would have seen, I saw The Dark Knight in theaters when it came out. But I really wish I would have seen The Dark Knight Rises. There's a lot of movies I wish I would have gone to see, but,
I don't know if I saw Dark Knight Rises in theaters. I know I watched Batman Begins, and I know I saw The Dark Knight.
I saw The Dark Knight in theaters. It was me, my mom, and my brother. And Batman Begins, I watched before that, obviously. But Dark Knight Rises, I didn't see that until maybe a year after it came out. I just never really got the chance to. But
yeah, I couldn't tell you when I know I've seen it multiple times. Just because I always laugh at the fact that Hines Ward was in a Batman movie.
I think almost all of the Steelers were in there. I want to say Roethlisberger was in there. I feel like I saw the beard.
I think Roethlisberger, I think Hines Ward, and there was somebody else. But I think that most of them were just randoms.
Yeah.
But they put in a couple of people just to make it believable.
Yeah, and Hines Ward's been in a lot of stuff. I mean, he's not anything big. He was a zombie in Walking Dead. I watched him get shot in Walking Dead.
Well, Hines Ward's from Georgia, right?
I think so. I know Jerome Bettis is, because he went to my middle school.
Oh, nice.
But is Hines Ward from Georgia?
I want to say that me especially should know this, but I feel like
from South Korea.
Well, I mean, military, so he probably.
Yeah, he played football at University of Georgia.
See that's probably what I say. I felt like he was
But I don't know. I like
I felt like he was like from here. And I know he went to UGA, so I mean, he probably just came back home, and I mean, they filmed that.
You
in
want to talk
Atlanta,
about someone else that you're like, oh my gosh, they were in a movie. Oh, okay. So Disney Plus has the Princess Bride movies on there, or Princess Diaries.
Okay.
I haven't seen those movies since they came out. So they were on the. I saw them the other day. I was like, oh, what the hell? I'll watch them. You know, nothing wrong with it. Stan Lee is in one of them.
Really?
He's in the second one. I had to pause it and rewind. Was that Stan? That was Stan.
Is it Dean?
Is that Dean Cain? But no, it's like he was like some ambassador or something like that from another country, and it's like that's Stan Lee. God, he looked old back then.
Was the country Wakanda?
Yeah, I know, right? Is he a watcher? Okay, here's the thing. Stanley mainly only cameos in his movies, right?
Yes.
Does that mean that The Princess Diaries is technically a Marvel movie?
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
He was reading his script for Mallrats in Captain Marvel, so that means that Mallrats is in the MCU.
Well, here's the thing. If you want to talk about movies connected, did you know that Catwoman and Steve Trevor dated and married? Princess Diaries too. They married. But no,
what is that, Chris Pine?
Yeah.
So Chris Pine was, I didn't know that Chris Pine was in the Princess Diaries.
Mm-hmm. Chris Pine, he's just a great actor. Like, we watched Into the Woods the other day.
I can't say that I know what that is.
It's a musical on, we got it on Starz, but it's a Disney musical. Like, Johnny Depp's in it. Johnny Depp is in it for maybe 5 minutes. And they kill him. Do you know how good your movie has to be to say, hey, Johnny Depp, we're going to have you in this movie, but hold up. You're in it for 5 minutes.
We're going to kill you.
And we're going to kill you. And he's like, oh, okay, I'd love to be in it. I mean, you know.
Ah, yes, but you have heard of it.
Yeah. It was pretty good. Chris Pine was kind of a prick. But it was a good movie. Chris Pine, though, he's a great actor. Great Captain Kirk. He's going to be great in Wonder Woman. I can't wait until... I can't wait to see him in Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's
because I really like Steve Trevor.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I can't wait to see what they actually do with it. I'm excited that it's coming to HBO Max, and so that way, because I don't even know if the theater here is open. I feel like it is, but like I don't
feel
know.
like Galleria is. I'm pretty sure Galleria is because they keep having the updates on movies, and they keep showing me things I can't go to. But no, I mean. But no, back to the movies. I mean,
besides Wonder Woman, like...
Yeah, Mortal Kombat coming out January 15th. Yeah, January 15th. You know...
I'm going to watch that.
You got the Tom and Jerry movie coming out.
That did look hilarious, I must
Which,
admit.
I love Tom and Jerry. I will be...
Who doesn't
Here's the thing, okay? I'll be 23 next month. I will still watch Tom and Jerry... sitting crisscross applesauce, and I don't give a shit who says anything about it. You know, I love everything about Tom and Jerry.
I've never met a Tom and Jerry skit that I didn't like.
I never met anyone who hasn't liked Tom and Jerry. If you don't like Tom and Jerry, I don't trust you.
Is you is, or is you ain't my baby.
Yeah. But no, you got
classic
Godzilla versus Kong coming out in May.
Oh, I've been waiting a long time to see that.
Since it's kind of, well, I don't think we were talking about doing this when you had seen Godzilla King of the Monsters, and you're like, yeah, Monster Fight Club. In my head, I was like, when is Kong gonna be there? Because I had heard, you know, the talks of they're gonna do Kong versus Godzilla. They wouldn't have done Godzilla and Kong Skull Island in the same universe if they're not gonna have them fight. I mean, let's be honest here.
And there were other ones too that they had on their little map.
Well, apparently, they're going to have all of the, what were they called? What were the monsters called?
The kaijus?
Yeah. They're going to have all the kaijus come back. Like, I think King Ghidorah's coming back somehow. I don't know. Rodan.
Well, so Ghidorah was the one that he fought in the second one, right?
Yeah, he was the three-headed fucker.
So they had one of, because it was like a Hydra situation, where it was like, Godzilla like ripped off one of his heads or something, and it like landed in Mexico.
Yeah, it's gonna grow out of that.
Well, I don't know if it's gonna grow out of that or if they're gonna like use the DNA from it to like engineer something.
Well, it's kind of like when Peter lost his hand in Family Guy. He's like, don't worry, I regenerate. And his hand grew back, and the hand sit on the side of the road. And Peter goes, I am Retep, and I am evil. But no, I mean, you got Godzilla versus Kong, which I just wonder how the hell they're going to get him off that island. I mean, he's going to swim?
I mean, he can ride on Godzilla's back.
If they're going to... What's he going to be like? This way, giant, like, radioactive Stegosaurus? I mean...
Well, I mean, what if it's like Batman versus Superman? Like, it's...
Save Mothra. Why did you say that name?
Mothra. Save Mothra.
Well, it's kind of like, I think Darkseid, something about Darkseid knows a Martha. And they're cool, and I saw a picture, Darkseid like, save Martha, and Superman's like, what? And Batman's like, we have to help him.
We have to help him.
But no, like, yeah, that is one thing.
The Save the Martha boxes.
Yeah. It's just like on reboot with I feel like Thomas Wayne. Or Batman's mom, whose name escapes me. He just looks in the camera. Affleck was the bomb as Batman, yo. Replaced the Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms. But Godzilla versus Kong, it's gonna be great. Because I watched the original one, kind of cheesy, not gonna lie, but you can respect it for what it is.
I was about to say, you can sign me up for giant CGI monsters beating each other.
Any day. See,
any day.
The one part of Godzilla King of the Monsters, I'm just going to say the second Godzilla, because that is way too long of a title, that I didn't like was there was way too many people interaction. Which, okay, I can get it. It furthered the story. I'm not going to complain about it. But I came there for Monster Fight Club. I did not come for, the coach from Friday Night Lights telling you what's going on. But the one part that I did love is when the scientist, the Japanese guy,
yeah,
when he took the nuke and he went down to Godzilla and he's like, goodbye, old friend. He blew up. I'm like, it's so sad.
I love that so much. I could have done without the terrorist plot part, but
which felt
but
forced.
That I could get behind that part of the human element.
That was, and that actor is a great actor. Anyways, I mean, he played in Batman Begins. He was the quote unquote Ra's al Ghul, the first one. That when Bruce went to train with the League of Assassins, he was the first one, and he was in a Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, he was the dad in Detective Pikachu.
So I mean, he's a great actor, and I have a feeling that they have hid so much of this movie. I mean, so much of this movie.
I forgot it was even getting made. Because there hasn't been a
trailer.
There
have been times I've forgotten. They showed a little bit of like 2-second footage the other day. Like they showed Godzilla swimming and Kong like roaring. I guess he's on top of the Empire State Building because why wouldn't he be?
Seems like something he'd do.
Yeah, I don't know. I
feel like I've seen it before.
I feel like
I've seen it before somewhere, like 5 or 7 billion times.
Yeah, but I mean, you got the next Conjuring movie coming out, which I love the Conjuring movies.
I'm gonna say that one's not gonna be for me, but
those movies are so good, and it might just be because I'm a horror nut. I mean, But you got The Conjuring coming out in June, Space Jam 2 coming out in July.
Now, that one I'm excited for.
Which...
I'm curious to see what they actually do with that.
Here's my thing. Okay?
So I saw a picture yesterday, actually, of... LeBron tweeted out a picture of like him on the set of Space Jam, and he was like, so this guy named Michael Jordan came to see me. He's like, anybody know him?
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan was the one that showed up.
Ooh.
So, I don't know if he's going to be in it, but...
Ooh. Michael B. Jordan. I love him. Whew, that puts theories. But no, you got...
So he might be the Bill Murray character?
Probably, which Bill Murray in that movie, fantastic. But you got the Suicide Squad. You know, the 40,000 actor project.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you have how many people... you know half of them are dead, and you know we can go ahead and tell you who's not gonna die. Margot Robbie.
No.
They're not gonna kill her.
No, absolutely not.
And apparently James Gunn is pissed that is going on HBO.
I mean, look, it's the...
That's just what I heard. I haven't read anything about it.
It's the world that we're in right now. Like, they're trying to keep up money so that they can make more movies that we'd like to see.
Yeah.
So...
You got...
I mean, you can't not support it. Like, if you live in an area where you can go to the theater and you feel comfortable going, go support the theater business.
Because
but if you don't feel safe going anywhere, stay home, buy your HBO Max.
Yeah.
It's going to cost like the same amount as a movie ticket.
Which HBO Max costs $14.99. That's their month. And as an HBO Max subscriber, I recommend. I do like it. Like, I mean, my old roommate has my HBO Max. My brother does. We use it all the time. HBO Max, I've always sided with it because they have all the DC movies on there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I would say after they bought the what was their streaming service?
DC Universe.
Yeah, after they bought that, I mean, it basically just solidified the fact that you need to see it.
Yeah.
You need to get it.
And I mean, it's like Jeff said, if you can support your movie theaters, please go out and support them, because that's just how the world works. We don't need to say it like that, but we need theaters more than people actually think. But but if you personally don't want to go out and get sick, or if you feel like you might, stay at home, get your HBO Max, support these movies, because if they don't do well, we don't get any more Suicide Squad movies. And
we don't get any MCUs, we don't get any...
we don't get another Godzilla movie or a King Kong movie, which, I don't know, I kind of feel like this is going to be the end of one of them. I feel like this movie is going to be what kills one of those characters. But, we don't get, we don't get any new stuff. And as two people who are trying to make their living on said stuff, it'd be kind of heartbreaking if we don't get any more of that. If I don't get any more Marvel movies, I might cry a little bit. There's a little bit of tears, But no, you got Dune coming out in October.
That's one I'm excited for, because I don't even think I've ever seen the original.
It's on HBO Max.
All right, well, I guess I'll eventually have to go watch it before.
I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I've seen it, but I can't tell you a thing about it because I saw it easily 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah, I feel like I may have watched like a little bit of it, like when it was on like Sci-Fi Channel or whatever.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you what in the world was going on.
But I know I'm gonna end up rewatching it. But we are also getting The Matrix 4 in December.
I did see that.
Which, yes.
I was about to say because I know they were bringing back Keanu.
Mm-hmm. They said NPH is gonna be in it.
Ooh.
I don't know who he is. I don't think that what's his name? I don't think
Morpheus.
I don't think Lawrence Fishburne's gonna be in it. I think he said that he's not going to, but he has his reasons. Because I think it's all like time travel. I think that's what they said. So, Neo is going back in time. I guess.
Okay.
Which, yeah, okay. But I think he's going back in time. I think he's going to see like a younger Morpheus. I think that's why Trinity's back in it. Because younger, obviously, Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited to... I know that Will Smith's wife is Jada Pinkett. Hopefully, she doesn't sleep with any of the actors. But hopefully there's not an entanglement that happens.
Ooh, shots fired.
Ooh. I don't know. I kid. She's a great actress, but what she did to Will Smith's kind of screwed up. But that's a conversation for another day. I don't want to get Twitter canceled. Because, wouldn't do good for my career. But no, man, HBO Max, they know what they're doing. They got something cooking over there, I mean...
I would say I'm excited that they figured out a way that they think that they can at least make some of this money back to invest in more movies for us in the future.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know, with the talks of, they said that they're doing the Gotham Central show, the GCPD, which...
I'm not going to watch.
Why not?
It's set in the Batman universe.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have Batman?
Okay, you make a valid point.
Then why am I going to watch it?
I mean, I'm going to watch it.
Who watches Batman for Commissioner Gordon? Let's be honest.
That is a very, very good point.
Nobody wants to see NYPD Blue, but no Batman.
Oh my God, that is a name I haven't heard in years. Dear God, NYPD Blue. Jesus. But no, HBO Max doing that. I don't know what other shows they have lined up. I haven't really been focused on the shows.
Yeah, I don't know what they have going on show wise. I just knew that the only news that I saw was that they put all these movies on there.
Well, I did hear that they're talking about doing a Green Arrow show without Stephen Amell.
I'm not going to watch it.
I'll give it one episode. And here's why.
No. Don't let them make that mistake.
Oh, well, 100%. I don't think it's going to do well, but I'll give them one episode, and the only reason why is because if you put it on HBO Max, there's a lot more stuff you can do than on CW. But if they don't keep well to that character, I'm not watching it. I'll give it one episode. If that one episode doesn't impress me, sorry, wipe my hands of it. I'm done.
I was about to say, or they could just put Stephen Amell.
Or they could do Stephen Amell.
And I'll watch every episode.
Every single episode.
It could be bad, still watch every episode.
Well, this show's... He's not even playing the Green Arrow. He's just playing Oliver Queen.
Okay.
What was the ladder thing? The, salmon ladder or whatever? Do that the entire time.
I'll watch it.
Do that the entire time so I can sit there and go, man, wow, I'm in shit shape. Here's my thing, okay? Stephen Amell, great shape. The Rock, perfect shape. Ben Affleck, getting there. I mean, I think now he's he's slimmed down because he's come back as Batman. Henry Cavill. Why do these guys wear shirts? They don't need to. They don't. What, you're gonna go?
It gets cold sometimes.
Well, yeah, okay, and you're gonna go to a red carpet in a suit. No one gives a shit.
I mean, to be fair, The Rock made his living in a leather vest with no sleeves.
That is also true. He also made his vest in basically a banana hammock. I mean, it doesn't matter. And he also did the eyebrow raise that everyone has tried to do, and it doesn't really matter.
I don't understand how that man can control his eyebrow like that, but I aspire to have his elite level of eyebrow control.
You never watched Avatar, did you? The show? You never watched that? There was, in season 2, when they're doing the Earth, they have Aang and them, they go to find his earthbending teacher, and they have the underground wrestling, but it's like earthbending, and they had a character named the Boulder. That is an exact ripoff of The Rock. He's like, the Boulder, and you're like, is that Dwayne Johnson?
Is that Dean Cain?
And Dean Cain was a rapist in the show. A little John Mulaney action for you. But no, I mean, I don't know. It's Jesus, that man. But anyways, Mando, dude. We kind of got reamed last week.
I don't know what to think.
All I remember is...
It's been almost a week and I'm still processing.
All I remember is me texting you. It's like if Moff Gideon hurts Baby Yoda, I will hate fuck him. And I remember you saying, yeah, Gianna was throwing things. I'm like, yes, I feel that. But no, it's like, and I know we talked about this before the show, that episode felt like 10-15 minutes shorter than it should.
And it actually was. Like, if you actually look at the time, it was the shortest one this whole season. Because that was what I was... Because I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, we're done already? And then I looked at the time, I was like, we shouldn't be done already.
Yeah, and it's like... How did they fill so much... You got Boba Fett back. Not only did they give you back Boba Fett, if they would have just had him in, the monk clothes, I'd have been fine with that. Then he comes back in his armor and you're like, oh, yes, more. Please, thank you. And then he was like kicking ass. I mean, that dude. I saw on Facebook, everyone's like, he's so fat. Why is he so fat? It's like, have you seen this dude? Like, in real life? The dude's cut. I mean...
He's
really?
not fat. He's thick with two C's.
He's not Jello thick. He's pudding thick. But, I mean... I don't know. And if you notice, he put his armor over his robes. So that kind of adds something to it. But, you know, I also saw something else where it's like, we got Bro Thor. We got Dad Bod Boba Fett. Disney loves thick men.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, Boba Fett, I mean, I did like it. I thought at the end when he was like, you know, when Mando was like, okay, we're done here, you know, I'm going to go get him. I was like, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't just send away Boba Fett. And then Boba Fett's like, no, we're not. I promised you this. And I looked at Strand and was like, we're getting the Mando Boba Fett Power Hour. It was so beautiful. And then you had Baby Yoda just kicking ass, which you've never seen. Him actually, like...
Well, to be fair, he was sitting on that stone and he was probably taught a thing or two.
Probably, which... Who do you think he talked to?
Everything that I've seen points to Hamill.
I heard that, which...
Because, like, so it was, like those guys over at New Rockstars, like Eric was explaining, was that in the timeline, you have... this is around the time, this is after Leia, and it's before he trained Kylo, and it's when he's like interested in like all of the historical like Jedi sites and everything. Which,
yes, I can see it being. I really hope it's not, because as much as I love Luke Skywalker, I don't need another Luke Skywalker.
I mean, I think it would be neat to at least have. Not necessarily have, like, it be about Luke, but maybe Luke is the one that, like, could get him in contact with somebody and be, like, the messenger. And just to hear Hamill's voice, I wouldn't mind.
Oh, I wouldn't mind hearing Mark Hamill's voice. Because, like, okay, you know, you're going to do Luke. That's awesome. I just kind of feel like, make it Ezra. Make it Mace Windu. Because they never actually showed him dying.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons that everybody thought he was going to be Snoke, too.
Which, I wasn't 100% on board with that, but I was also like, okay, whatever. But, give me Mace Windu. I mean, you know, I would love to see that. I mean, make it anybody. I mean, there are honestly a lot of Jedi who escaped Order 66.
I've seen a lot of people say Ezra, and I've also seen people say, what's the dude's name from... the game, the Fallen Order. It's like Kane or something like that. Something with a C, maybe.
I actually never played the game.
I didn't get it either, but it makes.
If we were to ask RJ, he'd be like, "Oh, it's this guy." It's Cal Kestis.
Yeah, it was Cal. I knew it was a C, but like that show already made references to Yaddle in the show.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean,
like it's set like in the. Like, basically, like, you can take that show for canon, I think.
What, Fallen Order?
Yeah.
Like, I heard that you can, which, if they do, awesome. Combine everything. I mean, it's kind of like...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of like, I think I talked last week about Kathleen Kennedy. She has gone on record saying, well, this isn't like Marvel. We don't have comic books and all that, you know, other stuff to pull from. It's like...
yes, you do.
It's like you do remember that Star Wars had to deal with Marvel before A New Hope came out, right? Like, that was part of the marketing for the movie. I mean, the blue chick from Revenge of the Sith, the one that got shot on, I think it was Kashyyyk? Or whatever planet, the, like, blue Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, she was a Twilight, right?
Yeah, I think she was. She was from the comics. I mean, what? You have... I don't know. There are a lot of Jedi you could easily put in there. Just don't give me Mark Hamill. If they do, I'm not going to complain about it. I'll enjoy it. If you're going to give me Luke Skywalker, though, it better be Sebastian Stan. Because, let's be honest, Mark Hamill... No.
I just don't think that Disney's going to do that with him being in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, like, about to come out.
Yeah, I don't see him doing that either.
I don't see him having... Sebastian Stan show up as like a young Luke Skywalker.
Which is why if you're gonna give them a Jedi to train Grogu, make it Mace Windu or Ezra. I mean, if you have Ezra, that has a lot of with Thrawn, and Ahsoka was asking about Thrawn. You can bring in Ezra. Boom, bing bang boom, you're good. But I mean, I don't know, man. This last episode was a lot.
Yeah, they fit so much into so little time.
And the best part about that is it didn't feel forced.
Oh no, I was still ready for more. And I was like, wait, it's over?
Which is why
I thought it had been like an hour and a half.
I can't wait for Friday.
It's gonna be. I'm excited to see because they're getting what was it, Bill Burr's character? He was asking about him.
They're getting him out of jail.
So they're putting together a team.
There was an idea. But I mean, I'm just wondering if there is it 100% there's only 8 episodes in the season?
I would imagine it's this.
I mean,
I think that's what they said.
I feel like that is, if they give us more, please. I will not complain about more Mando. But I don't see them doing that because this episode will fall on, or this week's episode will fall on what? Today's the 9th, so it'll fall on the 11th.
Yeah, and then that'll put the 18th is the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the last episode of the season. Because this was episode 6.
Yeah. So, yeah, and that'll give us enough time to steep before WandaVision.
Yeah, because you'll have, I think it's what, like 4 weeks? When does WandaVision actually... Because I know they said January, right?
Yes, I think it's January 15th.
15th?
Yeah.
So that's 2 weeks into January, and then you get 1 week after...
Let me see. That'll give us...
So you'll get like about 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3... Yeah, they're gonna do it like Mando with every Friday, so that'll give us about 3 weeks to recover or to feel like crack addicts and want more.
And then we get something new to talk about.
Yeah, which I can't wait for that. And apparently there's only gonna. Did you hear about the runtime and everything
for
WandaVision?
Mm-mm.
There's only gonna be 6 episodes.
Okay,
but they're gonna be an hour long.
Good. That's what Mando should have been.
Yeah, I know, right?
We should be getting hour-long episodes.
So it's not going to be
Favreau,
Filoni. Yeah.
I'm calling you out.
But it's not going to be like Mando where it's like, okay, one episode's 35 minutes, one episode's 45 minutes, one episode's, what felt like last week, 5 minutes. It's going to be, you were going to get a whole hour of setting up for Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
Which I personally cannot wait for because... I don't know, man. Disney Plus or Disney is not Disney, Marvel. It's like I said, they made me a Wanda Maximoff fan, and I cannot wait. But no, man, they announced that Kenobi is gonna start filming in January.
Yeah, we're finally getting the show that we all wanted.
Yeah, and we've all asked for. There's a difference between the Dark Knight. He was the hero we needed,
He was the hero we deserved, not the one that we needed.
This is the one that we deserve and the one we do need.
Yes.
Is Kenobi. But what was it that you read? The Hello There, a Star Wars story?
Hello there, a Star Wars story.
Which...
Look, I just need the first words from that show to just be him to just look at the camera and go,
Hello there.
Hello there.
I think I sent you the pictures. The picture of the 2 people I love the most. It was the picture of Obi-Wan Kenobi from episode 2, and it was like, here's Obi-Wan Kenobi, just a little older.
It's like the 2 people who could play Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ewan McGregor.
But no, I mean...
These are the 2 people.
Do you have any... I think we already know what it's going to be. Because...
I feel like it's going to be in between episode 3 and 4.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's really all the wiggle room you have.
It's either got to be prequel, so him with Liam Neeson, or it's got to be after episode 3.
Which I don't think it's going to be prequel because I don't think they're going to have a whole series of young Obi-Wan Kenobi. I personally want it to be I want it to pick up immediately after episode 3. when he's learning from Qui-Gon. Because the whole point, because, you know, remember in episode 3, after, when he was talking to Yoda, and Yoda's like, you know, your old master, you know, he learned how to tap into the Force and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be immediately after that, where Qui-Gon is teaching Obi-Wan how to tap into the Force and become a Force ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what I want. I want it to be Obi-Wan watching out for Luke. And hell, if they do the Darth Maul thing from Rebels, never gonna complain ever about anything, because I want that. I want that bad.
What is the Darth Maul thing from Rebels?
It was while Obi-Wan. I know I talked about it. I think it was in the first episode of this, but during Obi-Wan's self-exile, while he was watching over Luke, Darth Maul went on the hunt for him, and he was following his presence in the Force. And I think he spent years looking for him, but he hit on Tatooine, and he found Obi-Wan. He's like, you know, look what you've become, and Obi-Wan's like, look what I've overcome. And they dueled for like 5 seconds. Like, it was a quick duel, but Obi-Wan killed him.
Again?
Yeah. Like, Darth Maul went to do the same thing he did to Qui-Gon, you know, hit him in the head and then stab him.
Mm-hmm.
He went like that, and Obi-Wan was like, yeah, no, and then just sliced.
Wait, did he slice him in half, hot dog or hamburger style?
I think you know the answer to this. But
cut into 4 pieces.
Which, I don't know how he did it, though. I think he sliced down. I know he didn't slice, like, all the way through. I think he just, like, he hit it perfectly. Like, I think he just, like, cut his heart off. He killed him. And, you know, he's holding Darth Maul, and Darth Maul's like, is he the chosen one? Because I know I've said this, but when Darth Maul found him, he was like, you know, you wouldn't be here on your own unless you're looking for something. And then Obi-Wan kind of like shifts. He's like, or someone. And then that's when he kind of picked up, okay, he's watching out for someone. And Darth Maul, I think they kind of hinted at Darth Maul was like, I'm going to attack you. I'm going to kill him because you hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Obi-Wan killed him, he was like, is he the chosen one? Obi-Wan's like, yeah. And he's like, then he'll avenge us. And then he died. And it's like, oh, Darth Maul. So, I don't know. I think they kind of made you feel like Darth Maul died a hero. Or, I think that when Darth Maul died, I think they made you understand. He understood he was kind of a screwed up person. And he knew that was kind of what his ending was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do that in Kenobi, oh, I will never complain. Because that would just be amazing. I mean, and for people are gonna say, well, you can't have live action Darth Maul. Why the hell not? You had it once already. You had him for 3 seconds in Solo, and that made me lose my mind. I mean, but it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be good. I think Kenobi's gonna be really good.
I'm still waiting for the second of that too.
Yeah, I really hope
I was about to say, you can't set all that up with Darth Maul and then just like not deliver.
Well, I mean, apparently, Ron Howard was talking about doing a sequel, but I need it because
I need more Donald Glover Lando.
That was so amazing. I was not on the side at first when I heard it because I was like, because I didn't really like Donald Glover that much. And then I saw him as Lando. I was like, I was 100% wrong. Completely. I'm wrong. I'll admit it.
Donald Glover is a precious human that should be coveted and treasured.
He should. But, like, I mean, I don't know, man. I really want them to... But you know what else I want? I want 2 things. I want the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever.
Oh, is that the one where Billy D becomes Two-Face?
No, I think it's extra 30 minutes for Batman Forever, like more Jim Carrey Riddler.
Oh, absolutely. Give me that.
It's got some other stuff, but that's what I want. But I also want, I think it's the Ayer cut. I think it's the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad.
Oh, is that for the first one where to make it not bad?
Yeah, and apparently Warner Brothers did the same thing to David Ayer's version of Suicide Squad that they did to Zack Snyder's version of Justice League, you know, fuck it up. And those are 2 things I need. They really are. But I saw something last night I was scrolling through iFunny, and I want your opinion on this. Because I can name about 75,000 people. But, just for conversation, I saw a picture, I had a picture of Rey, and it said, name a character who went through more heartbreak and, hurt and all that. Go ahead, I'll wait. And I'm like, really? Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, Peter Parker, what's the Phoenix? What's his name? From Gears of War.
Oh, Simon Phoenix.
Yeah.
Is it?
No, it's not Simon. It's
Simon Phoenix is Wesley Snipes' character from Demolition Man.
Yeah. It's
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, him. He lost Dom, dude. I mean, Marcus Phoenix. I mean, jeez. Anakin Skywalker. Harry Potter.
Who went through the most heartbreak? Neville. That man lost his parents too, just like Harry.
Well, yes.
And then he had to be the fat kid that got made fun of while he was at school.
I'll support you with Neville because Neville's parents didn't die. They were at St. Mungo's. Because Bellatrix Lestrange, I think, was used the Cruciatus curse on him so bad, it didn't kill him. It drove him insane. They didn't die.
Even worse.
They didn't die. That's the reason why he lived with his grandparents. I think they said in Order of the Phoenix. I want to say they said in Order of the Phoenix. They were institutionalized. I mean, Harry's parents died. They didn't really suffer.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, the Vatican, it's like that.
Yeah.
I mean, what did Sirius say? It's quicker than falling asleep.
Mm-hmm.
No, the Longbottoms went through a lot more shit. I'll give you that one. At first, I didn't think about it, but then my memory came. I'll give you that one, 100%.
I would say Neville definitely. I mean, Rey to an extent, just because like she has memories of like her parents abandoning her, and then she's had to like live on her own as like on like a desert planet.
Yeah, which I mean.
Like, that's a lot, and then, I mean, like, basically, once she gets off of, what planet was it?
Jakku.
Yeah, once she gets off of there, like, not really. I mean, the only person that she lost at that point
Han.
was Carrie Fisher.
Well, Carrie Fisher and Han.
And the Han was more for...
Yeah, true. True, yeah.
But it was Leia that she really lost. And
Here's
to be fair, we all lost Leia, so
yeah.
She's not alone in that.
Yeah. But here's my thing. I mean, she had such little, like, character development and writing. I mean,
That's what happens when you have 3 different people trying to do a movie.
Yeah, and I mean, I love the lightsaber duels in the prequels because they're very well choreographed. I mean, they're just beautifully done. The lightsaber duels in the sequels...
Terrible.
Like Kylo stabs the floor for some reason. It's like, yo, numbnuts, why are you stabbing the floor? What good is that doing you? Did you ever see? There was a dude who, like, frame by frame, watched it, and he's like, talking about Disney doesn't know how to do lightsaber battles. There was one of the guards that had his weapon, and you watch him go, okay, I'm throwing it out, just so he can get killed. Like, it's like, really? That's what you're doing right now. I mean, they gave you Snoke, who you really didn't need him at all, actually. I mean, it's kind of like, I've said that I don't agree with everything that Mark Bernardin says. Like, brilliant man. One of my favorite parts of that show. And it's like, and like I've said, some things we agree on, some things we disagree on. What I do agree with him on is, you made Kylo Supreme Leader at the end of Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And then you brought Palpatine in, so he has another boss. Why? But, I mean, I don't know.
Fan service.
Yeah. But, you want to talk about characters that lost so much? Aang. He lost his whole race. Katara, because she lost her mother. And for Avatar fans, they'll understand that.
I was say
There's a running joke in Avatar. Well, she always my mother, and there's
cabbage guy. Okay.
Well, there's memes on Facebook about Katara's mother, and it's like what was
Cabbage guy is who I think has lost the most, felt the most heartbreak.
It said like I spilled tea on my or something like that. So she was like, who else used to wear shirts? My mother. It's kind of like you remember a regular show, My Mom. That's exactly what it felt like. But I mean, I don't know. Saying that Ray went through more heartbreak. Will Smith in Fresh Prince.
Oh yeah.
Without a doubt, that is. Did you ever see the interview with him when he's talking about that scene?
Yeah.
When he's talking about him and what's his name? James Avery. Yeah. He played Uncle Phil, also Shredder in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show.
Yeah, I remember that. It was wild.
But he was talking about he kept pushing him and all that, and finally at the end when he was like, "That's fucking acting." Gets me every time. I cry, big buckets of tears.
I mean that. Oh god, that scene just hits.
Just hits, and I have yet to watch the reunion, but I want to, and it's not because of I see it on HBO Max, and I'll go, okay, I'll watch that later, and I totally forget to. But I mean, I don't know. If you're going to compare characters who lost a lot, don't compare Rey to everybody else. I mean, really. I mean, Rey lost... Who did Rey lose? Her parents, and really just Leia. I mean, well, I guess if you want to look at it, Kylo in a sense, because they kissed, which pissed me off. I mean... If you want to look at also, I mean, Sam and Dean Winchester. They lost. Let's go in chronological order, shall we? They lost their mom. I think they lost their dad second. No, they lost their mom. Sam lost the werewolf chick he was nailing, which that episode always gets me. Because there's a part where she's... In that episode, they pretty much... They think they killed the werewolf that turned her. So, they think that she's good and she starts turning. And they realize, oh, okay, now we have to kill her. And Dean's getting ready to go do it. And Sam's like, no, I'll do it. And he's crying. And Dean's like, no tears, straight face. And Sam's crying. You're like, no, don't do it. And then he walks in there. And you just hear the shot and Dean cries. I bawl. Sam lost Jess. That's 4. I mean, you got,
their mother again. Comes back, dead again.
Let me see. Who else did they lose? They lost Jody. Bobby.
Yeah.
Cass multiple times.
The Asian kid.
Jody, and her daughter. In the same day. I mean, they lost Charlie, which that will always get me when they're like, that girl, and Dean's like, her name was Charlie. And you're like, don't do this to me, my sweet baby boy. I mean, they lost. They died multiple times, by the way. I mean, Crowley?
Yeah.
His last words were amazing, though. Because every time he pop up, hey boys, hi boys, and last, bye boys. It's like, no.
I don't know if I've seen him die, so. Thanks for that.
Sorry, that season's been out for 4 years. You haven't seen it yet?
But I honestly don't. Like, I vaguely remember where I left off. So.
They have lost so many people, but it's fine because, Susie Ray Palpatine lost her parents.
Susie Ray.
But now let's segue for a second. Well, for a second. So, I think you texted me about it. And I know I posted on the Facebook page when they were rumoring it. Doc Ock.
Yeah, they announced him for Spider-Man 3.
Alfred Molina, I can't remember how to say his last name.
Molina.
Coming back as Doc Ock, which, yes, I love that.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie that I vaguely remember him being Doc Ock, but I also hated how he looked in Spider-Man 2.
I didn't like the get up. Like, I didn't like the trench coat. No, I loved the arms because they were Doc Ock. But he's just a great actor. You know what I didn't realize he was in? Indiana Jones.
Which one?
He's in the first one.
I haven't seen that. I need to watch that again.
You remember the beginning? When he's going the rolling boulder thing?
Oh, is he the dude that dies?
Yeah, he's the little, please, senor. I was like, that looks a lot like him. I was like, no, it's not. And then I was sitting there for a second, and I was like, let me look it up. And I looked it up. I was like, get out of here. That's him. That's awesome. He's also Mr. Freeze in Harley Quinn.
Is this the animated show?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched it yet. I need to watch it.
Dude, it is so good. They said it's obviously for adults. Yeah. They said that it's like adult themed, and I believed it, but I was also like, how bad could it be? Yeah, me and Serena watched the first episode. 2 minutes in, I paused. I was like, this is a DC Harley Quinn. I mean, yeah, but you thought Birds of Prey was bad.
No, I thought it was a great movie.
Well, yeah, great movie. But, I mean, you thought kids couldn't watch Birds of Prey? Oh, no. Take your kid to watch Show your kid Birds of Prey. Trust me, it's better than watching this Harley Quinn show. This show is so good, and I love the dynamic between Harley and Ivy. It is straight out of the comics. It's great. I love it. But I mean, no. Alfred Molina's coming back for Doc Ock in a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, which means if they brought him back, Tobey Maguire's not far behind. He's not far behind at all.
I was about to say, I think it's going to be confirmed that we're getting some multiverse crossovers.
Well, I think they pretty much did confirm the other day that Andrew Garfield has signed on for it. So, and they already said Jamie Foxx is coming back. So what I think they're doing, or what it looks like they're doing, they're going to have one villain from both. They're going to have Jamie Foxx from The Amazing Spider-Man and Doc Ock from Spider-Man go into the MCU, which I'm down for. I also did hear that they're talking about Miles might be in this one. I'm not sure if he's going to be Spider-Man. With as much as that character's been booming recently, I don't see them not doing that. I just really wonder how they're going to do that, though, because if you're going to have Miles Morales, usually that means Peter Parker's dead. And
yeah,
I'm not sure how they're going to do that. I know that they pretty much have confirmed that Charlie Cox is going to be in there, though.
Yeah.
He's going to come in as Daredevil. So that might mean that, and I think...
Well, I saw something that said that he was going to be like his lawyer. Yeah,
because with everything that happened in Far From Home, he's going to need a lawyer. Because I think they're going to do like Spidey on trial or Peter Parker on trial. Mm-hmm. So I think they're going to bring Charlie Cox Daredevil in, which I think that the Daredevil show and all that, I think it did and didn't happen in the MCU. Like, I think that it happened in the MCU, but they couldn't exactly say it. Like, I remember when they were looking at apartments and all that, or not, offices for the law firm, the real estate lady talked about the incident. And they're like, so that's what you call a wormhole opening up in the sky. So it's like, I guess it happened after Avengers. But I mean, yeah, Charlie Cox coming back as Daredevil, I'm 100% for. But you want, and not in Marvel, but you know who else they pretty much confirmed is coming back? Will Smith as Deadshot. Which, hey, you know, I still, and I think we said this last week, I still side with the Arrowverse Deadshot.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot better. But with the universe they've built now for DC, recasting Deadshot would be dumb, honestly. But no. Theories for Spider-Man. What do you think? What do you think's cooking over there?
Sinister Six.
Well, yeah, obviously it's Sinister Six, but that's it. That's all you're thinking. I'm thinking.
So you're gonna have some like crossover. So you're gonna have probably a storyline similar to like what they did in the what was it, the Spider-Man into the multiverse, into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get like a Spider-Verse-esque like storyline, probably like where you're gonna have multiple Spider-Mans fighting multiple Spider-Man's villains. I feel like I've said it on the show before, but like I want to give Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man a chance to like save the girl.
Yes, they ended Amazing Spider-Man 2 just with Gwen dying. I mean, which honestly, at this point with that one, I'm not worried about saying spoilers. That movie came out in like 2013. If you don't know that Gwen Stacy's dead in the Amazing Spider-Man universe, NMP.
Well, the difference with that is like it. They had talked about like I know there was supposed to be a third movie that just didn't get made, and they had set up like an MJ in the second episode. Or in the second movie.
Well, they also set up the Sinister Six in the second movie because I think the end credit scene
it had
was,
like all the things. Yeah. So like I feel like it was supposed to be a Sinister Six, and it was basically going to be, so he's going to lose Gwen, but also gain MJ, which is like someone that most people were more, like that most people knew about after the Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
So I think that they were going to just kind of transition, which they did the comic books right, because that is a thing that happens in the comics. So they were giving you that moment, but then also giving you some MJ and stuff.
But what I'm excited for is now you can actually connect Raimi's Spider-Man movies in the MCU, because Doctor Strange is referenced in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies in the second one. When they're talking about Doc Ock, and remember that part when they're spitting out the names, and JJ's like, yeah, no. The dude, I can't remember his name, was like, Doctor Strange, and JJ's like, already taken. And it's like, okay, you didn't mean to do it, but I see what you did there. So what I'm thinking is, since they said already taken, they kind of acknowledge that Doctor Strange exists. He can just jump in anytime he wants to. He knows there's a multiverse.
I'm about to say, he gonna be the one to fix it.
And I don't know. I think they know what they're doing. I really do. I just hope that, I hope they do it right. And Marvel has not disappointed me yet. You know what I mean? But
yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited for all of this, because it's gonna just be wild.
It's gonna be great, and the lineup they have for Spider-Man 3 it's very vast. I mean, I'm not sure if they said one of Maximoff is gonna be in it, but
I don't know about that, actually.
I don't know. I feel like she should be, though, because I'm pretty sure that she causes the multiverse, or she causes them to like combine.
Yeah, like that. I think that's going to be part of the plot for WandaVision. Is going to be either her creating and or destroying said multiverse. Because if you want to get, because that's always been my theory on like mutants and everything, is that if you want to get them in without having to write in how they've been there this whole time and you didn't know, you just say that they came in through She Makes a Multiverse.
And they came
One of the multiverses, they had mutants. When she combined it back, they stayed around. And also my theory on how the Fantastic Four get there.
Yes, I was just thinking that. I love it. I think Spider-Man 3 is going to be something great. I'm 100% sure Doctor Strange is going to be something great. They said Doctor Strange, though, is going to be kind of like a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, but I was thinking about this the other day, talking about horror movies. They've announced Blade. The Blade movie's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
How are they going to go about hiding vampires from the Avengers. You know what I mean? Which I'm sure it's easy, but it's also like it feels like that's one of those things that the Avengers would know about. You know?
I mean, yes, and it could be something they know about, but then also that Blade's got it.
Yeah.
They don't have to concern themselves with it unless, like, he asks for some help.
Yeah, and
Like, it's kind of on a scale that's, like, so beneath them that it doesn't really...
What I like is who's the new Blade? What's his name?
Is it Mahershala Ali?
Yeah. What I liked about his casting was he honestly favors Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell that's not him, but also, if you look, you're like, okay, I really want a Wesley Snipes, but he kind of looks at Wesley Snipes, so it's
Do you
fine.
know what I'd like to see?
What?
I'd like to see Wesley Snipes appear as, like, the Whistler character.
Oh my god, fuck you. Why do you say things? That's amazing.
Because these things need to be said.
Oh, that's great.
I was about to say, have it be like a mantle and, like, pass it off.
Which, yes. Do I see them doing that? No. Do I want them to do that? Yes. But I mean, I don't know, man. This new Blade's going to be great because I've always been a Blade fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you got Shang-Chi coming out, Eternals, they're working on their X-Men. Marvel ain't stopping. Marvel ain't stopping for nobody. You got Spider-Man. This is going to be the biggest Spider-Man movie ever. I mean, I honestly think it might be bigger than Spider-Verse just because, yes, Spider-Verse had a lot of Spider-Man. But this is the first time live action that we're going to see 3 different Spider-Men together. And it not be two fakers. You know what I mean? But,
it's going to be nice to see all the ones that we've watched, like growing up, like come together. I was about to say, and the Spider-Verse gave us a want for something that we didn't know we needed, and then now they're delivering on the thing that we need.
And what gets me is, before Spider-Verse even came out, there was a deleted scene from Homecoming. And it's when Aaron Davis, after he gets webbed to the car, Donald Glover, and he's on the phone, and he's like, hey, Miles, yeah, I'll be home late. It's like, they mentioned Miles. So they had full intentions on putting Miles Morales in there.
Well, yeah, they even said that, because they didn't, in the final version, he didn't say the name Miles, but he mentioned, like, when Tom Holland, like, had him, like, webbed to the car.
Yeah, he's like,
I got a nephew that lives around here, and, like, so it's like, immediately you understood who he was talking about.
I still think I love that every part of that single part was funny. What happened to your voice? This is my voice. I heard your voice. I know what a girl sound like. And I'm a boy. I'm a man. Or when after he gets the information, no, come fix this. I got ice cream in here. I'm talking about the sandwich shop and the too much bread. I like bread. He's a great actor. But no, I really hope they do put Miles in here because I just love Miles. I love that character.
I was about to say, it would be neat to see, like, a little live-action version of it.
I'd like to see Kingpin. Which, I mean, if they're talking about Charlie Cox being in this movie, which it sounds like he's going to be, that means that his Kingpin is also Spider-Man's Kingpin.
Yeah.
So, in a future movie, or even in this movie, you can get Vincent D'Onofrio back. And, which he played an amazing Kingpin. His Kingpin in Daredevil was great. That also means, if, these characters exist, you're also getting Jon Bernthal. You can get his Punisher.
That's still all you are.
I love that. But bring him in as...
I haven't watched it, so I don't know if it's any good.
It's pretty good. And, Jon Bernthal also said there might be a season 3. So, we got that to look forward to. Marvel knows what they're doing. But you want to... since we're talking about people returning, you know what I really want? And I'm pretty sure I posted it on the Facebook page. I want Ron Perlman to come back as Hellboy. Make your third Hellboy movie, Ron Perlman. Because that last one that came out, it wasn't that great.
It was okay.
It was okay for what it was, but I don't know. Hellboy has a certain feel to it. It's acted a certain way. Who was it? David Harbour? Was that the dude that played Hellboy in this one, I think?
No, it was the dude from... Oh, it's the guy that I said that I wanted to be
Yeah, David Harbour's Hellboy in the last one.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman was Hellboy in the originals.
Yeah. Because that's who I wanted for the Thing.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah.
I mean, he's used to being a big dude in a suit. Let's go.
But no, I mean, I kind of feel like the 2019 Hellboy could have been something bigger if they collabed with, like, Guillermo del Toro and Ron Perlman to make something better. Because this... Here's my thing. If there was an interview with David Harbour about this, they were asking why his Hellboy movie failed, and he was like, "Oh, we were set for failure in the beginning." And they're like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Because the original Hellboy with Ron Perlman has a very wide fan. Everyone loves this." He was like, "And we didn't collab. We didn't do anything. We just kind of made it our own. We were set for failure." And the movie wasn't bad.
I never even saw it.
The new Hellboy? Here's my thing, and you know me, I cuss, obviously. That's the one thing I liked about the Hellboy movies, was there wasn't a lot of it. It's not like, I'm not like, 85-year-old, oh, no, quit that cussing. I didn't feel like it was needed.
Language.
Yeah, exactly, because those Hellboy movies flowed so well. And he was, they'd be like, ah, damn it, or stuff like that. But, I don't know, this one was like, every 35 seconds, they're like, fuck this. It's like, I don't know. I never thought I'd see the day where I say, kind of cool it on that. As a dude that religiously loves Deadpool, leave that much profanity from a comic book to Deadpool. Because the Hellboy comics really didn't have that much. I mean, the Hellboy comics were honestly... You read them as adults, but if you were a kid and you pick up a Hellboy comic, you can read it. It was just, and I didn't like the makeup because they made it look like Hellboy had his face washed with a brick. I mean,
with a brick.
I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it wasn't as great as I felt like it could have been. And when they announced it, I was all set because I am you've seen the coffee cup I drink here. It's the BPRD, the Hellboy logo. I mean, I really enjoy Hellboy. It's a great character. This past one, didn't like it. It was not what I felt like the movie could have been.
Yeah, I feel like that was one of the reasons why I never went and saw it, was because it didn't look right to me. Yeah,
and I mean, the movie cost $50 million. And they made 55 at the box office. I mean, they made their money back, but they didn't Avengers make their money back. They made just enough to where I really do not see I don't see us getting a sequel to that Hellboy. But if, Guillermo del Toro and Ron Perlman do get together and work their magic, I could see a third Hellboy from that series or a total reboot.
Yeah, I was about to say, it would have to, come back and be more like the original. It couldn't be like the new one if they're going to make more. Because obviously it didn't make money.
It really didn't. And it's not against David Harbour, because he's a great actor.
Yeah.
He's been in comic book movies and, just side movies. I mean, he was in Suicide Squad. He was one of the people in the press room when they're talking about the Suicide Squad. He was in Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's the one that I remember most of.
He was in Extraction, that Chris Hemsworth military movie, for maybe 10 minutes. But the dude's a great actor. I just didn't dig his Hellboy that much. But I mean, and they didn't have any of the original characters. They gave you Hellboy and his dad. They didn't give you Abe, who was one of the best parts of those movies.
Yeah, Fishboy was.
They didn't give you Liz. You know, they didn't really give you. They didn't give you Rasputin. They give you, I think, the Blood Queen. I think it was, and she's never really a character I really cared about. You know, I've never really. I mean, I read most of the Hellboy comics, and I read the book that this movie was based on. I never really cared about the Blood Queen. I never really did. And this movie wasn't that funny. The funniest part of Hellboy 2 is when they had the dude in the robot suit who was coming to be his new aide or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they're sitting there like, who is he? He's German. And Ron Perlman's sitting there talking, just spitting stuff. Germans make me nervous. It's like, okay, I get it, because he was kind of thrown here by Nazis. That's funny. But no, I mean, I honestly feel like you can make a Hellboy TV show with Hellboy, and it could work better, because there are so many Hellboy stories you can tell.
Yeah, that one could probably get like a Mando type treatment. If
they did Hellboy like they did Mando, it would be amazing.
Because you don't have to worry. Like, you get a season long to like sort out some stuff.
You get a season long to tell a story.
Yeah, like you don't have to try and cram stuff into like an hour and a half, 2 hours. You get a little bit more time to kind of like they can do like little missions here and there, but then tell a bigger story throughout the...
Exactly. And the good thing about Hellboy is it already has a built-in fan base. You know, you're going to get new fans, but also you're not going to have to work as hard for it. You know, I mean, there will be people who didn't grow up reading the books or didn't watch the Ron Perlman movies who just watched the most recent one. And they're not going to be on board, so you kind of got to show them, hey, do this. Make a Hellboy TV show, and I guarantee you I will watch every episode. I'll watch it like 4 times over. I mean, there needs to be more TV shows, which there's a lot of great TV shows, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of IP that is not being used. Dark Horse has so many stories they could tell. There's a lot of book series that, like, I think Disney Plus said they're doing a Percy Jackson show.
Yeah, the last movie didn't do so well, so I think they're going to try and...
Which, I think the last movie didn't do so well because they kind of tried to cram, like, the last couple books into one movie. I read the books. Those books are amazing. They're like the Greek God version of Harry Potter. And make it a TV show and do it right. You know, like, do a Skullduggery Pleasant show. That was one. There's a book series that I read when I was in middle school. Or, was it middle school? It might have been. Yeah. Called Skullduggery Pleasant. And he was a magician, but he was a skeleton. That book series was so good. Make it into a movie or a TV show.
I'd take a Pendragon series.
Do Aragon right.
Yeah, right. That's the key word. Do it right.
Do Aragon right. Inkheart, Ink Spell.
I would say Aragon would be a good one for a series because, like, the movie time just wasn't long enough.
Yeah, and I didn't really dig that movie. I read the books.
Like, I read the books too, and I watched the movie, and, like, I enjoyed a lot of the movie, but there was so much cool stuff that they left out from the books that they just completely skipped over, and I was like, well, why?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You're skipping over the best part of the book. Like, why would you do that?
There's a lot of great book series that you can make into a movie, or a show, and I feel like they need to. I mean, they had a Scooby-Doo comic that they were Scooby-Doo, all the characters in the middle of the zombie apocalypse. Oh my God, yes. I mean, jeez. I mean, they gave us Umbrella Academy, which I've never really cared about. I read some of the books, but, you know, I get people like it. I'm not going to dog the show. You know, obviously it's good, or else it wouldn't be as successful as it is. I never actually cared about it, you know? Like, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff they could do with different IP, and it kind of feels like they're using the same IP. They keep reusing it over and over again, and they're like, well, why isn't it making so much money? Because you made 75 versions of the same thing. I mean, come on, man. Let's be realistic. But no, man, with COVID, no. Excuse me, jeez.
Is that the Rona?
Big Rona. But no, with COVID, I'm glad we're getting what we're getting though.
Yeah, I mean I'm excited that we're still able to get some of this new stuff, and the fact that HBO is willing to Warner Bros. Is willing to take a little bit of a hit, just to at least get it out there where we can see it.
Yeah, because honestly,
they're going to lower the expectations for what they're looking for in return, because they're able to not only money isn't going to be the overall determining factor on if something is going to get another one at this point.
Yeah.
Because now you can look at the views and, say something like Wonder Woman, it doesn't do great at the box office, but then, it gets played the crap out of on HBO Max.
Yeah.
It shows the interest is still there. It's just...
And here's the thing.
This is, the world that we're in right now.
I think Warner Brothers also understands that keeping all of these projects that they're doing just there to wait for a possibility that they might get into theaters is making them no money.
Yeah, they've got to get something out of these. They've
had Wonder Woman sitting on a shelf essentially for over a year.
No.
Well, not even. Black Widow has definitely been sitting on a shelf for a year.
Well, yeah, Black Widow was supposed to be March of this year.
I think it was. I want to say it was May.
Because it was, I think that was one of the first big ones that got pushed back.
Yeah, it was supposed to be May 7th of this year.
Yeah,
and it got pushed.
It was February, March time when all of this stuff started to happen.
Mm-hmm. And they still had a little bit of hope for Black Widow, because I think they figured, it would die down a little bit. Now it got pushed to, it's May 7th of next year.
Yeah, so they basically there's a lot of stuff that just got pushed back just a whole year.
Yeah, which...
that was their... that was how they're doing they're basically just giving it a year. But with a lot of the stuff for HBO, they don't have... They're trying to get, all this money off their books. Because, if you keep having to advertise it, you keep having to... you're making no money on it, you keep spending more on it, and eventually it's just not going to pay out what you want. So if you're able to do this, you can still make some money. You'll still get your subscriptions.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if you can get people that stick around after and you don't see giant drop-offs after some of these movies...
Which I think you'll see a little bit of drop-off.
There'll probably be a little bit in January.
Yeah.
After Wonder Woman, but eventually it's gonna pick up where they're gonna be having big movie after big movie.
And I think it's gonna. I think the same thing. It's gonna drop off a little bit in January, and then people are gonna realize that these movies I've been wanting to see, this is where I gotta go, so they're gonna keep their subscription. And Warner Brothers is smart in releasing them. I mean, yes, they're doing also in theaters, which they're still gonna make money off of it. Which Disney probably should have done that with Mulan as well. Do the, theaters and streaming. But Disney made their money back on Mulan. I mean, they made 200 million or something.
Yeah, but so for me, it's just not a feasible... It's not a feasible thing that's going to keep being able to pay off if you keep putting it behind the paywall.
Yeah.
Because eventually you're just going to have people, picking and choosing movies, and they may support this one, they may not support this one until it becomes free, and then you're gonna have your numbers looked at completely wrong.
Yeah,
because a lot of the movies that are gonna do well with that paywall are gonna be stuff like Mulan, maybe a Soul, if that's what they're doing, where it's gonna be like families that are going to want to go see it where it actually saves them money to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody, if it's just like a single person household and like you want to see, like you're spending more money than if you would have gone to the theater. And for what? Like it's like you to kind of have the DVD as well. Like
Yeah, I think Warner Bros. Is going to be surprised, but I think they also know what they're doing. You know, I think they're going to be surprised to an extent, but also they're going to see their numbers and they're going to go, yeah, okay, we expected this. I mean, part of me says Disney Plus should do the same thing with Black Widow, but they're not going to. I mean, but one good thing is we're going to get some Marvel shows while we're waiting. Like Falcon Winter Soldier comes out when? Falcon and the Winter Soldier comes out. Okay, that's obviously a lie. Because they're saying August 2020.
no, that's the original.
And last time I checked, you know,
it's
December.
Yeah, I want to say it was further towards like
let me see.
the summer. I don't know if they've actually got a release date on it.
No, all they're saying is it's going to be just all they're saying is 2020, which I mean, do what you got to make that show perfect, because I think Marvel knows if they or even Disney knows if they mess up that show at all, it's done.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that it's going to be one of those like it's going to come out after WandaVision.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be like I feel like it's going to be more of like a summer release as opposed to
that's what it feels like it would be a summer release.
Maybe like a post Black Widow type of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, WandaVision, obviously they got to release it soon, because I think the first Marvel movie after Black Widow is Doctor Strange. I think that's the next one to come out.
I thought they had bumped it up where they switched them where Doctor Strange was before Widow now. Because everybody's kind of everybody gets the impression that Widow is in the past, so you don't have to
March 5th, 2022.
For Widow or for
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, so that would put it before Widow. Because you said Widow's not going to be till May.
Yeah, of 2021. And that's 2022.
2022?
Mm-hmm. That's what they're having right now. That might be the original one.
No, that's completely wrong. Because it was supposed to be a 2021 movie from the get-go.
It was supposed to be. They were also supposed to start filming this year. Let me see. This is...
I could have sworn where I'd seen that because it would make no sense to have a movie not come out until 2022 where your events are set up by a show that comes out in January.
You know what? You're 100% right. They're saying November 5th, 2021.
I mean, even that seems long.
Yeah, but I think
But if they hadn't started filming before COVID hit, that kind of makes more sense.
I think the reason that they pushed that Black Widow's coming out before Doctor Strange is just so they can make that money off of Black Widow. Which I think, and they're not just gonna BS it. They're gonna do it right. So it's not gonna feel forced. But I don't know. I mean, Disney Plus has a lot of stuff cooking. Disney, the empire that it is, has a lot of stuff cooking. So I can't wait to see, what all is going to happen. But, I think we've reached the end of our segments for this week. We're kind of, I think.
Yeah, we covered all the topics for this week.
And in this next week, I can't wait to see what all is going to start cooking, because I feel like we're going to get a lot more news. I think they said we're going to get the first look at the next Spider-Man movie this month too. So hopefully that happens in the next week or 2 weeks or whatever. Are we going to tell them about next week with Jay?
Yeah, well, we're going to have another guest on next week. One of our good buddies, Jay. He's going to probably gonna talk about his artwork, and then we're gonna get his, his thoughts on like Mando and some other things, and
So that'll be interesting. He's always good conversation. So
oh yeah,
we'll have guest number 2, and honestly, I know I put it on the Facebook page, but I kind of do want to say, the support we've been getting these past 2 weeks have just been just amazing.
yeah. We love the fact that you guys are actually watching and caring enough to, even like likes on the Instagram and the Facebook page, and it's really cool to see that other people are just as excited about us doing this as we are.
Because, and I will say, this is the most fun I can have in any given week. This is my favorite part of the week is record day.
Absolutely.
So it's become, and it's going to become something so much bigger. But it's turned into, honestly, a lot bigger than I thought it would have. Well, I knew it was going to be big, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's moving at a pace that it's comfortable, but also it's like we're actually doing this thing. And, we got people going on our Facebook, and, it's like you sent me the picture of the nice gentleman who's, since I'm right here, let me go ahead and shout him out. Antoine Waters,
he discovered us through Facebook just on like the page getting shared around, and then
so continue sharing that page, because
I was say the more likes and shares that we get on all of our posts, the more that like Facebook spreads it around to other people, and so that's cool. That like we want to like get as many opinions as we can, like hear from as many different people, all walks of life, everything.
We want to get more opinion. We also, we just love talking to people.
Oh, absolutely.
We love. I mean, if
you couldn't tell that we love talking by now, then
yeah. I mean, we're running out like almost 2 hours right now just talking.
I must say we're about at like an hour 40.
But like, I really do love talking to people. I love meeting new people, interacting. That's why I want to get into eventually doing cons, because then we can do like a Nerd is the Word podcast on the road. Like even if we do vlogs, driving there or whatever. If they do have Comic-Con this year, or next year at least, that's something I'd like to do, but
I would say at least, maybe like a Dragon Con or like a Momo Con or something. That one,
yeah,
those are, a lot more feasible with it being, so close.
Oh yeah, and I mean, and like we said, just keep promoting the page, keep sharing it, liking all that, because the more people we get out to, the more of a fan base we can build, the more fun stuff we can do for you guys. I know that we definitely want to do, I think we've talked about it, we want to do both an MCU and a DCEU watch through. We still want to do that, and we're gonna put it on a separate folder on the YouTube page, and we'll just watch Man of Steel, or we'll watch Avengers, and we'll put our opinions on there, kind of like a commentary. Nothing, and as a lot of you have figured out, this really isn't a formal podcast.
No,
I mean, we have an itinerary that we get to, but we get to it when we get to it. It's kind of just, it's like we said, it's two people just sitting and talking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what we'll do for the watch throughs and all that, is we'll just sit there and talk, talk about Easter eggs, stuff we didn't notice,
Oh yeah, and that's like, we got so many more plans for the YouTube page as well. Once we can get like the office set up and get like a good, like a nice camera and everything, and
yeah, once we do all that, and we also know, I'll go ahead and say it, we recognize that the audio quality is not the best right now. We're working on it, guys.
Yeah,
we're working on it.
We're gonna get some nice mics and everything, and get, we're
gonna make it sound good. Right now, we're doing what we can with what we have, so we can get stuff out there, so we get a fan base. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's so far it's going good. So thank you, guys. That's what we're trying to sum up.
It feels weird that we've been doing this for a whole month now.
I noticed that today. I was like, man. Been a month. It's been a month of, you coming over here recording. It's great. I love it.
I have so much fun with it. It doesn't even feel like it's been that long. I'm so excited for the next, the next month and the month after that, just to keep it going.
And here's the thing. Did you know Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah.
You ever watch his podcast?
No.
He the dude's very smart. But I was listening to something, it popped up on a name left me, Facebook, and he was talking about podcasting, and he said that when he started the podcast, he didn't want to do it for because that's kind of his career. I mean, he does the like martial arts stuff and all that, MMA and all that.
Yeah, UFC.
But he also does like the podcast, and he said that he didn't want to make it a career. It was more of just something to do. And he said someone talking to him, how many listeners would you need to give a shit about what you're doing? No one can listen to this thing. Which, please, listen to it. Don't get me wrong. I like it when you guys listen. It makes me feel good. But no one can listen to it, and I would still love doing it. Mm-hmm. Because this isn't... And yes, we've said that we want to make this our job. This doesn't feel like work to me.
Yeah, this is something that we're going to do it, regardless.
Yeah, I'll either text you about it next time. Whenever we see each other, we'll do it. Might as well do it so everyone else can listen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I was gonna say we're having fun with it. We just want to let y'all in on the fun with us. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of great plans for this, and I'm just like you. I'm excited for the coming weeks, for the coming months. For hopefully this goes on for years. Hopefully we get to 1,000 episodes. Hopefully we get to the point where, and I would keel over and die of happiness this happened. Hopefully we get to the point where we can email Kevin Smith. Hey, come on our podcast. We can get interviews, and we can get if we could get like Stephen Amell or Manal Bennett or however you say Deathstroke's name from Arrow. that the goal is to make, like we said, make this our job.
Just make the best stuff that we can.
Yeah, and
just have the most fun. Like, let y'all in. Let y'all experience the same fun that we're having through us, and just
because this is a lot of fun. This is, and I know I've said it already. I'm gonna say it again. This is my favorite part of the week. This and Mando Day, two best parts of the week. I love being able to. I love being able to just sit here and even if we're in my living room right now, being able to just sit here and hey man, you hear about Star Wars? Let's talk about this for a minute. It's like you said, it's something we're gonna do anyways. We might as well bring people in on it, because that's why I love having guests. That's why the marvelous Rachel, great, amazing guest. Our first guest, episode 3 we already had a guest. Great conversation. That's why when we bring Jay in next week, get him because great conversation. Hopefully we can get RJ and George and eventually build it from just me and you talking to let's have 2 more co-hosts. We can bounce ideas off. What was it from Suicide Squad? Triangle, bitch. A giant bubble of just nerds sitting there and talking nerd. I mean, we speak the lingua franca of nerds. That's why we gather. So, I mean, anything else you feel like you need to add, before we end this episode off?
No, I think, that's good. That's good for this week. We've talked their ear off already.
Yeah, so tune in next week and we'll keep, posting stuff obviously, but
and if you guys do have any questions that you want us to answer, I would say feel free to Instagram, Facebook, comment on the video. We'll see it wherever it is, and we'll get to it. Even if it's something simple, we can answer it right then or there. But if it's a question that you want us to answer on the podcast, we'll definitely take
because
it,
Q&A it makes for great conversation.
Yeah, I was about to say we love Q&A and just trying to come up with different some of our favorite things have been doing our castings. Yeah, that's some of our favorite stuff to do, and just trying to see ooh, how cool would this be? Ooh, that would be great.
And I do know that if we do get a lot of questions for one episode, I would like to do an episode of just Q&A. Mm-hmm. Even if it's we put out our usual episode for the week, and then we
just a shorter video where it's just Q&A.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to do that. So please, any questions you have, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, anything. I mean, I think we even have our email and all that. So if you email us, we will see it. But yeah, I mean, until next week, I'm Josh.
I'm Jeff.
And this was Nerd is the word. Thank you for listening, and may the Force be with you.
This is the way.